Welcome, dear viewers, to our program Poetry Blows Our Blues Away. Tell me, friends, frankly, how long has it been since you saw a rainbow last? Can you recall seeing a rainbow in the recent past? Are our children excited to see a rainbow in the sky? Hardly ever does it happen. Seldom do we have time to watch such sights, such wonderful sights. Are we not impoverishing ourselves, blunting our sensibilities by not responding to such wonderful sights of nature? Our children and we ourselves very often sit indoors with our eyes glued to the smartphones or idiot boxes or the laptops. We are either couch potatoes or mouse potatoes. Herein comes the wonderful poem written by William Wordsworth, The Rainbow. Here goes the poem. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. The child is father of the man, and I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety. That's the wonderful poem. Look at the words Wordsworth employs. His heart leaps up when he beholds a rainbow in the sky. Usually children jump, clap their hands, scream and shriek with delight at such wonderful sights. Though a grown-up, Wordsworth is still a child at heart. That's what the poem conveys. He beholds, not merely sees, because he is a high priest of nature. He is a pantheist. Nature is God or goddess for him. He believed in the benign influence of nature. He responded similarly when his life began, that is, in his childhood. Equally passionate is his reaction as a grown-up. He fervently wishes it to continue even in his old days, or else he would die. Death is better than losing connection with nature. His love of nature or his passion for nature should never dilute, diminish, or dwindle. He expresses a fervent wish in the last lines. His days should be bound each to each by natural piety, means devotion to nature, dedication to nature, passion for nature. Nature should be the thread running or connecting the flowers of his days in the garland of his life. Much ink has been spilt on the 7th line of the poem, The child is father of the man. I would give you a simple explanation. The child is wiser, more mature than the grown-up person. He responds to nature uninhibitedly. I advise you, friends, to crack your heads on this paradoxical line. It would be a good stress buster. Try to solve it as a puzzle. We got the message from the poem, right? Let us expose ourselves and let us and our children expose ourselves to the wonderful sights and sounds of nature, such as the chirping of the sparrows, the gentle blowing of the breeze, the whistling of the wind, the songs of the cuckoo, or the star-studded sky, the golden sunshine, glorious sunshine, splendid sunshine streaming into your room and flooding your room, or the green grass at our feet. See, we need not rush to tourist spots to stare at such wonderful sights and sounds of nature, listen to such sounds of nature, or stare at such wonderful sights of nature. All around us we are surrounded by such beautiful scenes. So that is the lesson we learn from this wonderful poem. I'll come back to you with yet another alluring poem in the next episode. Till then, happy poetry reading.